Cricky, let's get this show on the road.
Wait, hold up. Let's just take this moment a little bit. Not only are we meeting for a second week in a row, we're starting without technical difficulties.
It's true. This is a pretty momentous occasion.
Don't screw it up.
Oh, but I had to.
We lose Jordan like right now.
No way.
Oh,
but it's going to be like in a major way. It's going to be like an earthquake or something. It's like way beyond normal technical difficulties.
Our neighbor's house just exploded.
Yeah, his house is actually on fire. Leave the camera running.
Or this is the session where it turns into Jumanji. And we all get whatever happens actually happens.
Well, with what I have planned, I hope that's not true. No, I'm joking.
Boy.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Don't go to somebody's house and start playing a game that they've had.
All right. Sorry.
We're ready.
Well, we've already killed the leader and quite a few were-coyotes of a tribe that I think is kind of ethically ambiguous on whether or not we should have actually fought them.
Garrock's alive.
Oh, is he? No, he's not.
I brought him back.
Oh, right.
So we're questioning him.
Oh, that's right. He's like kind of alive, kind of dead.
He's undead now-ish.
No, he's just back alive. He actually has hit points. He's
right. We knocked him unconscious. We didn't actually.
Oh, he is alive, isn't he?
Yeah.
Did you guys remind me? Did you guys tie him up?
Spinthrift did.
Or okay.
Oh yeah, we
silk and rope.
Dimitrii and Spinthrift both worked on it.
Right.
I don't remember who rolled the survival check for that.
I did, and I remember it being kind of good. It was a 14, so it wasn't bad. Oh, you rolled a 9, I rolled a 14. There it is.
I mean, we could say that one of you was just doing like an aid another type deal.
Works for me.
Yeah. So what does that do? That's a +2, right?
I think so.
Could we just take a 20? How
Just
much time
down
do
on
we
the
have?
ground, tie them up real good, make sure everything's good, make sure all the knots are nice and taut.
Yeah.
Hog tie him and then hoist him up.
Oh boy, like a slab of meat.
I mean, regardless, he has what, like 2 hit points?
Yeah.
I don't think he's much of a threat.
I mean, even if he did break his bonds, he'd be prone, and we all have guns, and it's not like it's really hard to hit touch AC.
Especially his.
Yeah.
Yeah. His whole AC isn't exactly.
So I have things like bombs.
Yeah.
Which is probably overkill.
Nah, I'm sure it's fine.
Although, if you woke up during an interrogation with like a bunch of bombs taped to your chest, you'd probably take it pretty seriously.
That's true.
Yeah, bombs taped to your chest is a sign of people who mean business.
We could just tie
Typically.
rocks to him and pretend they're bombs.
True.
He's got a thermal detonator.
Have either of you ever seen the movie Punisher?
Which one?
The Punisher, the older one from
The one that came out after Daredevil?
The popsicle?
Yes. But the original Daredevil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The one with Ben Affleck.
Yes.
Yeah, that probably killed the Punisher pretty good.
You remember, if you've seen it, do you remember the scene where he has the guy like tied up and tells him that a popsicle is like a glowing red piece of iron, and like is torturing him for information by pressing this popsicle against him, and he basically tells him like it's so hot that it's gonna feel cold, and the guy thinks that he's burning him with a piece of steel, but it's not. We could try that if we had a popsicle.
We don't have a popsicle.
We should make a popsicle.
Literally light him on fire.
Look!
Probably won't.
Spinthrift has gone down the road.
She's taking a dark turn.
Spinthrift, I think your alignment has changed.
What?
She's tasted blood.
I've seen some shit in this.
That's right. I've changed. No.
The bloodlust cannot be
You
sated.
should just, yeah, we're just like Spinthrift. That's a little dark. She just turns around and says, "More is hell," you know, something like that.
Single tier, we do what we need to.
A little dark. Well, at least the flames will light our path.
Holy crap.
Jordan, you did this.
Look what we
You
made.
That's
You made
debatable.
We just looked at Elle. You made this. This is your fault.
Look upon what you have wrought.
Spinthrift becomes the BBEG. We have to kill her.
It's the real dark magic.
Like goes back to where the gnomes live and her whole mobilizes her whole clan into the Winterwhistle Empire.
Oh man. Alright, we're ready.
Okay.
All
That
right.
was fun.
Okay. So, you all
My bad.
have just managed to, as far as you can tell, eradicate a very dangerous threat in the form of a meanie wolfman.
I mean, I feel like taxonomically they're closer to.
Or coyote man, excuse me. I
Coyote.
keep freaking messing up that thing.
Okay. That's good. Good call.
Okay. Sorry, I have some technical issues here.
There they are.
There they
We're
are.
not out of the woods.
Darn.
But anyway, yeah, so you've got this guy. You've got this coyote man. He is shaking off the last little bits of whatever you would call sleep, but like permanent.
Unconsciousness? Oh.
Unconsciousness?
Maybe a little
Sleeping
deeper
like
than
the
even
dead.
that. Maybe like being.
Comes back into being.
Cardiac arrest.
Yeah. And so he's
Guess you could say he's out on cardiac bail then.
not being the smartest, however, being the biggest, he is going to start just kind of like whipping his head around a little bit. Not in any way that indicates that he's in any shape to actually get out of these bonds, but just like enough to let you know that he thinks he can fight still.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Justin, you made a will save?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
He's over there in the background drinking mutagens.
Technically, I do not have the mutagen class feature.
That's right. You traded that for the bombs, right?
No, I
Like
traded that from the ability to infuse regular alchemical items into weapons.
That's what it is. I can never remember. It's such a specific build.
My bomb feature gets altered by my alchemist's armaments, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Feature.
I think that's a good trait. I always kind of thought the mutagens were strange for the alchemist.
I feel like it's two separate paths. Like you either have the bomber, or I like the way that second edition Pathfinder does it, where it's like you either do mutagens or you do bombs. You don't do both.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I've always kind of thought of it as like a kind of a missed opportunity to do some cool buffs.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird because you're like trying to turn your alchemist into a frontline fighter.
Exactly. Like it just seems like it would be.
You have to build for them around the mutagen to make it useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you'd have to do a really specific build. But anyway, so yeah. Whatever's happening over there is happening. And your friend Garrock is thrashing lightly because it's pretty much all I can handle right now.
My sniper rifle exploded, right?
No, it was one of the guns you picked up off the ground.
No, I'm pretty sure the reason I went down so low when we were fighting Garrock the first time was because I set off
Oh, that's right. It backfired.
my bombs.
That's right. You're right. That did happen.
Okay. So what Winterwhistle will be doing is sitting on the ground in like a corner somewhere, just playing with her guns, trying desperately to find some control in this situation. That is what I think she would be doing right now.
Okay.
And we'll see how long it takes before. Ooh, that was a terrible roll.
19 is a terrible roll.
Also, ooh, that feels wrong because I have at least a plus 20.
Is it like in certain circumstances? Like you got to have like a workbench and all that?
Oh, that's right. I have to use my. That's what it is. It's only like a plus something. Ow, it's ridiculously high. But,
Yeah. All right.
But yeah,
So-
I have like a 3.
Does anybody want to ask any questions, or are you just going to leave him like growling and writhing?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard.
Okay. Did you hear what Spinthrift is doing?
Yep. I'm gonna get to Spinthrift in a minute. Since I brought this dude back to life.
Oh, good.
All right.
Alcoholic priest has a messiah complex.
Tell us what you know, and we might let you live. Classic.
What do you want to know?
True.
I mean, I can tell you lots of things, but I don't think you care about the wind speed of an unladen swallow.
I'm going to.
The crap, Jack.
I'm going to like pointedly move my hand to my pistol. Why don't you start with who you are and why you're here?
Give me an intimidate check.
Happily.
I want to try.
Well, what?
Oh, I was talking.
You're not intimidating him. I'm the one intimidating. Got a 15. If you saw
Yeah.
that.
Well, with modifiers, you get a lot more than that because he's like tied up and at your at your mercy. So, yeah, we're gonna say that does it.
Shocking.
Fine. We got here not too long ago, probably only a few months. We had to move out because, well, you know, everything that's been happening out in the wildlands to the west.
Let's say I don't know. Why don't you fill me in?
How do you not know? I mean, the things are freaking huge.
I'm moving down. Let's say I'm not from around here. Now tell
All
me
right.
what it is before you reach the end of my patience.
Fine. There are these things. They're big. Don't really know what they are. Stuff we haven't seen before. They can control things. It's like and he just kind of like waves his hands like this, kind of like giving like a little bit of a like gesture of like magic from like, but he's like behind, they're behind the back, so he's like kind of doing it like up like this.
Okay.
And he's like, you know,
Control things like people?
Not usually.
Just things, objects.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Listen. All I know is, a few years ago, we were out where we wanted to be, without all you crazy smooth skins running around trying to kill us. We were happy. You know, we had food, we had water, we had each other. That was all we needed. Then, all of a sudden, these things are everywhere, and they just keep pushing us back. Now we're here.
What do they look like?
What do they look like? I mean, it's kind of hard to say. We didn't really ever get good looks at them. We tried to stay away. Some people said that they were just these big beasts of some sort, walked around on all fours, ate whole trees. Some people said they stood upright, they could run, that they had weapons.
Did you say biggest trees?
8 trees, I think, or big ass trees.
8 trees.
8 trees.
8 trees tall?
No, 8 them, as in.
Oh,
eat them.
8 trees.
Oh my gosh.
8 trees. What kind of tree are we talking here?
How many trees? 8 trees. Okay. Were those pine trees? Were they a nice
Exactly.
ficus? How about a cypress? Are we talking like sequoias?
Tumbleweeds.
No, we're talking. It was a big scale. Well, somewhere. It was like a California redwood. You know, stack 8 of those on top of each other.
Did these beasts have fur?
Fur? Some of them do, some of them don't.
I'm gonna leave the conversation and go walk over to Spinthrift.
Okay. Just working.
I mean, you guys can make like religion checks would work. Arcana checks would you could probably justify, but it'd be a little bit harder.
For questioning this guy?
Yeah. If you want to try to figure out what he's talking about.
Nature or Arcana, you said?
No, it would be religion or Arcana.
Okay. Arcana
What do you
would
have
be
higher?
the... I'm half listening.
You have not put any ranks into any of these. You probably should. Which one do you want? Just Arcana?
Yeah.
Got 14. That Arcana is for Alakarr. Jordan, given my backstory of having fought in like tribal wars and stuff like that, can I tell if Spinthrift is suffering from some shock? Or do you want me to roll a knowledge or a perception kind of a thing? Or maybe even heal. I don't know.
Or sense motive?
Or sense motive.
Huh. She's going
Yeah,
to
sense
kill
motive
us.
makes the most sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's having a panic attack.
I will make my deception check, I guess, to see.
I mean, if you're trying to hide
Are
it.
you trying to hide it?
I feel like she's trying to like
Play it off?
like trying to focus on the gun.
Yeah.
I'm like half listening to.
This is like the 9th time she's dropped that screwdriver. It's pretty obvious.
Wow.
Like her hands are shaking. Like she's still like on fixing this gun. But like a 19's when I roll a 3. So
Yeah. So your mind is yeah. Okay. Let's see. I gotta think about how. I gotta think about.
Jordan, when you reach 4th level in Pathfinder, is it +1 to 1 ability score, or is it +2?
I was going with +1.
That's what okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to do that. We both did. We're going to need to do that. When you reach certain, I think it's every 4
Every
levels.
4 levels.
Every 4 levels, you get to add 1 to an ability score.
Like my wisdom?
Yeah, like you take your wisdom score up by 1.
I'd like to do that now.
Okay, I'll do that real quick while I'm thinking about this.
Mm-hmm. I'm upping my wisdom as well. I now only have 1 ability score below 14.
I'm so
That's why we were going to do a +2 partially.
Why? You don't want me to up my int to 20?
It's not just you. Everybody has ridiculous.
Yeah, my
scores.
lowest one is my charisma. Actually, I'm gonna boost my charisma because it's
My lowest is my strength, and it's a 10.
Yeah, my
Oh, you
charisma.
did enhance on yours. I would think you did base on mine.
Oh,
Doesn't
not
matter.
enhanced. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
It's looking more and more like I'm gonna be the face.
I'm
So it
not
might-
15 charisma. I'm not like I'm charming in the innocent, socially awkward kind of way.
No, I
Yes.
think I'm gonna be the face in the fact that I'm the only one who's gonna that Dimitrii is more likely to take the initiative in a conversation than Spinthrift.
And
That's
your
true.
initiative isn't just yelling obscenities at people.
Yes, yes. It's
Also-
not just like spitting and screeching in their face, popping blood vessels.
Hey, look at my charisma. It's way better than yours.
I am trying to get somebody else on
Yes,
board. I think
thank
I have somebody lined up who might
agree
join.
everything.
No,
But-
you don't.
just
Your
realized-
charisma's 10.
Just kidding. My charisma's
Every stereotypical white
I
male
assume.
like archetype that's just like the rage monster.
think like
Yeah, Rage Monster is a great description. Yeah.
think lead singer to like a heavy metal punk band from the 90s.
Nickelback.
But think about it.
I just
Your issue,
that was a joke.
control issues, really into undeath.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you
Full-on
saying
edgelord.
that Alakarr is actually Chad Kroger? Because that might be the best thing I've heard all night.
Okay. So,
Is he black?
Dimitrii,
'Cause-
hold on. Dimitrii with that sense motive. Dimitrii's gonna bend down next to Spinthrift. He's only got 11 charisma, but he's gonna do his best. He's gonna try to reassuringly like put his hand like on your shoulder, like in a non-threatening way.
I'm also like the size of the 4-year-old.
Which is hard to do when you're so much bigger than someone else and you kind of are afraid you're gonna break them.
I mean, I got 32 hit points.
Actually, you have more hit points than I do. But I think my armor class makes up for that. Spinthrift, you did good job today. And no, there is nothing wrong in protecting yourself and those around you.
Even though I was the one who shot first.
Even though you were the one who shot first.
Just proactive defense, right?
Exactly.
And like she's just trembling. Yeah. Proactive defense. And then this goes here.
Drops the screwdriver again.
Spinthrift, you may want to be part of this conversation.
I'm listening.
No, I mean, I'm gonna like look up and look towards Lauren. See if he's like paying attention, and try to like give him an eye motion, like look to him, then look down, then look back to him, then look down again. Like you should come over here to help me.
All right. Yeah, he'll take a step over. Kind of sit down. Well, he'll kind of squat down. He's looking at you. It's like watching you play with this gun.
You know
Listen.
Spinthrift. Oh, I'll go first. You know Spinthrift. Back in my tribe in the north, we have saying. Is friends are those who play together, and family is those who fight together. We're family now. You have all of us.
Can I say something?
Don't you dare freaking ruin this.
Get over it, nerd. Kick sand in your face.
Good fight! You really shot those guys!
Family is the only important thing, right?
That is right. If you do not have your family, then you have nothing.
Listen,
Nice turn.
Out of character, I guess that means Alakarr has nothing. Oh! Joking.
ouch, that was
Are you
that was
paying attention?
brutal.
You can.
Alakarr would like to look at you guys and see that the whole party is around Spinny as we're trying to get this guy to talk. And I'm gonna yell at you guys and be like, "Yo, can we worry about the sad stuff later? We've kind of got this dude talking and we need to figure out what we're trying to figure out. And I don't even know what we're trying to figure out. Because he's not talking."
Okay. Lauren is just gonna put his hand on your shoulder. He's gonna look at you. He's gonna say, "Listen,
I wanted to go to your...
somewhere in there, I see it in you. You did a good thing today, and you know it. Those guys, who knows how long it was before they started eating something a little more, well,
Bye.
who knows? But we want to finish the job, we got to keep moving."
I mean, this is about as all I can do on the gun right now, anyways. You're right. I'm sorry, Alakarr. You wanted to say something? And you're gonna...
I need help because I don't know what we need. I'm pretty pissed right now, so I'm not thinking clearly.
I'm gonna turn.
Just gonna say it for the record once.
I'm gonna turn back to Spinny. Come, we need your help with this. I am new to this place, and Alakarr is, well, Alakarr. We could use your help in this.
This whole time, the lumpy figure on the ground has just been kind of rolling around, watching this drama unfold for a little bit, until he finally realizes nobody's paying attention to him, and he starts kind of just like tugging his bonds.
Do any of us notice?
I mean, that's up to you.
I wonder if
I'll roll perception.
I wonder if he's thinking like, is
I mean,
this really how I'm gonna die?
He's really not being subtle.
Family drama,
How
PTSD.
how much health does he have right now?
I think it's like 3.
Okay.
It's very, very low.
Okay.
Yeah, he's essentially like completely useless. Yeah, you notice him in a heartbeat. You're completely aware the whole time we're talking to Spinthrift. You're looking directly in her eyes, and somehow you still see Garrock on the other side of the room behind you.
Okay.
Like there's no doubt in your mind of exactly what's happening.
I'm gonna, while they're talking, I'm gonna whip out my wand of mage armor and reapply it so I'm not unarmored, well, half armored, so I can take my AC back up to 21.
And once Garrock kind of realizes that he's not strong enough right now to get these bonds free, he's like, "All right, we done with the family drama, or do we want to move on to repressed childhood issues?"
Wait, who said that?
Garrock.
Garrock.
They're not repressed, they're just being worked through with therapy.
I'm
Listen.
gonna, like, spin around, pull out my gun, and point it right at his leg and say, "If you don't stop talking, I'm going to start perforating."
You say stop?
Stop.
But he needs to talk.
Okay. I reevaluate what I'm about to say.
What's your intelligence?
Actually,
It's too late.
Stop talking and start talking.
Doesn't matter. Anything I say is still not going to be as great as his flea circus comeback.
That's right.
All right.
Lauren, will you take over this interrogation?
Sure. They have a brief conversation. I don't want to play out two sides of this conversation.
You don't want to
try to do that as little as possible.
While all the PCs watch the two NPCs roleplay.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. Don't worry. I'm gonna try to keep that to a minimum though. So yeah, they exchange veiled threats for a little while. Maybe, the first few lines, then not so veiled threats. And by the time it's devolved into a shouting match, Lauren he looks this thing straight in the eyes and he says, "Where are the rest of them? And what the hell do you mean about these monsters?" And you are then treated to pretty much the same tale over again, that these things kick them out of their lands. It's the longer version though.
Do we know which direction their old lands were?
Yeah, they're somewhere out west. They're not very specific.
Wild West.
Yeah, he just kind of refers to it generally as home.
Okay.
And it sounds like they used to be pretty sizable, this group, but they're down from roughly 400 or 500 members to their final 20 or 30, and a lot of those aren't exactly, as you guys saw, the prime fighting
fit for battle
stuff. Yeah, they're not looking great.
He's too young or too old or too weak to fight.
Yeah.
What about the things you said to the north? What is to the north that you are so worried about?
It's give me a second.
And there was another direction, but I don't remember exactly which direction you said it was.
No, yeah, it was north. Here, this is GM. Gotta look something up because he forgot what he named a week ago.
Classic.
It's those crazy rustbacks.
Hey, don't worry. We all get to hang on to the memory of Parthenax or Parallax, Paralysis, or whatever his name is.
Parabola.
Parabola. That's the
My fault for choosing a name that was too Dungeon and Dragony.
And by coincidence sounded a whole lot like a lot of other names and or words that we've all heard.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is why you always sound out your names after you write them.
Yeah. That was probably my biggest struggle when I first started GMing.
NPC called Pervon.
Wow.
All right, so yeah, he's the Rustback family. That's what they call themselves. They're crazy. They don't care who or what they eat. They've tried to come down here and mess with us before.
And they are the same.
They're more of us.
So, cousins. Homicidal hillbilly cousins.
You know those cousins that you don't talk to because their dad's their sister or their mom's their sister?
Oh, cool. So they're from West Virginia. Deep in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You know those cousins you don't talk to because every time you do, they try to eat you?
They're
Yeah, definitely.
Wait.
I definitely know what that's like.
Super relatable.
No wonder you guys are were-coyotes.
Everyone has those
Those
relatives.
You got weird genes in your family.
Listen, you might think we're bad because we steal cows. We could do a lot worse, and we know that.
Like marrying your daughter.
I get the implication that there's not a lot of marrying happening in the.
Oh!
No, they have a very complex system of religion, thank you very much. They worship the hunt, and it marries them in blood. It's a very sweet ceremony.
What?
Anyway,
You're just crazy.
Of course.
I turned to Lauren. These Rustbacks in the north. Is there any towns or anyone up there that could be threatened by them?
Actually, Garrock is going to pipe up on that one. They stay near Westfield. It's apparently some little town, middle of nowhere. But there are enough travelers that it keeps them fed.
Oh, lovely.
Trust me, I want them gone as bad as you do.
Anything else we should know from your sorry tale of a life? Emphasis on tale.
Listen, we did west and north. What's to the east?
East? That's where you're from.
What's to the south?
South? I don't know. We thought about going to the swamplands for a little while, and we tried it out. You can imagine how much mud sticks in fur.
I actually can't.
Oh, that's right. I forget your kind doesn't have... well, anything.
Fur?
That is
I
pretty
think
offensive.
Fur
We
was
have
the
lots
word
of things.
you were looking for.
Like dignity, civilization.
We had civilization too until somebody stepped on it.
I pointedly look around this cave that is currently splattered with blood and viscera from the 3 dead guys who are still there.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, did you clean up his dead friends, or are you
No.
like making
No.
us sit in there?
No. Why would we?
Well, you know everything I'm going to tell you.
Great. Can we kill him now?
I look at Lauren,
I'd like to kill him.
waiting for him to say something in
I,
response.
for one, have some ethical issues with killing someone who's tied up.
Spinny, I can do it. You don't have to.
I stand by the ethical issues I have with killing someone tied up.
Then leave the cave.
Lauren's just going to kind of take a deep sigh. I mean, I don't know what to make of it. He's right. They did really only steal some orcs that we were just going to eat anyway.
Do you guys have like a town sheriff? We could just take him to them.
Yeah.
Take him to the, how do you say, sheriff? It's not honorable to shoot and kill already defeated foe.
And we're
But it is honorable to bring
charge
them
him
back to
with
life.
cattle rustling? Is that the...
Volny Voitny do not play with magic, so...
I feel like there's a lot of conflicting emotions happening in my head. I would... Nope, no. I vote for sheriff.
Okay, that's 1 vote, Sheriff.
We take him to sheriff.
Sounds good to me. Who's carrying him?
Oh,
He can walk.
give me a couple hours and I can.
No, he can walk.
No, hold on.
We'll make him walk, Spin.
Give me a couple hours and I can make a horse for all of us.
What?
I can make a horse for all of us. Mount.
Oh. Cool.
Okay, but I want those bonds tied good if we're bringing him back to Leatherby.
He should not be on horse. He needs to walk.
We'll get there faster if we're on a horse.
Is bad idea to have prisoner on his own horse.
Then knock him out.
Well, I mean, I make horse that's the size of a regular horse. I do not fully need that much horse.
Let me see if I have something that can knock him out.
No, I am saying
Yeah,
that,
but-
that if prisoner breaks free of his bonds, he is now on horse, harder to catch. However, if we are on horses and prisoner is not, he break bonds, doesn't matter, we can catch him easily.
Okay.
He walks.
Not to mention, I'm sorry, Spinthrift, but something tells me that no matter how much of your 40 pounds is put into resisting him, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot.
40 pounds? That is a very generous assumption.
Yeah, isn't it like...
Like 20. No,
40
probably not
pounds.
20 pounds. Hold on.
You should
You're
be-
like, you're probably
if you're
35.
child size,
You're
it should
probably
be like-
35.
I'm like the size of a
small.
4-year-old, like a small 4-year-old.
Okay,
Like a
so
dog.
like 30,
Yeah, so probably like about 20 or 30.
30 pounds, something like that.
With all your stuff.
Probably about 30. Yeah, that's probably a good number.
That, like, talking to Spinthrift. Believe me, it is not cruelty, it is just pragmatism.
Okay. Well, then I guess follow-up question. How long of a ride/walk would it be from where we're at to town? Would that be a knowledge geography?
Yeah, but Lauren will tell you, like, the walk was what? I mean, it took us all through the night into morning. It was probably about 7 hours walking.
Well, it was like half a day to get out here from where we first saw those 3 guys, and then it was another half a day riding to get out
Mhm.
there.
To get to Alfred's farm. But you guys were walking for the second part of that journey. You left your horses.
Well, we're still going to be going at walking pace.
Yeah. And you probably want to take the same road back so you can grab the horses and return them.
Right.
True.
The ones
So
that we-
I can make mount cost, or I can make it's 8 hours. I can have our horses up,
Okay.
but that'll cap me for first level spells to get everybody a horse.
I've slept in worse places.
I'm going to talk to Garrock. Do you bury your dead? Jordan,
Oh, that's all right.
I'm talking to
I
Garrock.
know, but what are you?
What am I?
You're a gunslinger, right?
I'm a gunslinger.
All right. What was the question?
How do you treat your dead?
I mean,
Rare.
usually we just bury them. But we try to do it deep enough that nothing can dig them up.
I do not have time to bury.
I'm going to warn you, you try to burn, it'll smell real
do we
bad.
have that many hours? I thought it was like...
Wasn't Justin, your character's gonna take 8 hours to build something?
No, I can. It'll take me about an hour to get my extracts ready because I didn't make them for the day since we did our last long rest. But once I do that, I can give us horses, each of us a horse for 8 hours.
Gotcha. Oh, gotcha.
So it only takes an hour.
Okay.
Mhm.
Jordan, can I look around this cave?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to drag the bodies into a pile and attempt to burn them.
Okay, Garrock's gonna kind of speak up. He's like, "Listen, we tried that. It smells real bad."
Do you want their bodies to sit here and rot, or do you want me to burn them?
Do it.
There's a vial of alchemist fire in my pack if you want to use that.
Thank you. That would be helpful.
My backpack is literally just full of shit. Just full of it.
But I'm sure it's labeled
On,
and organized
Oh,
by color.
meticulously labeled and organized.
So it's like that kind of thing where like you open the backpack and there's so much stuff that it's overwhelming for a second, and then you just catch.
So
your
every
eye
vial
catches
has
the
a label on the vial, and it's got a string with a label attached to the vial.
Aw. Okay.
Okay.
In flawless cursive.
Aw.
Couldn't expect anything less.
Did I put a rank into calligraphy? You don't know.
I gotta think. Well, he signed the contract, so he does know how to read. Okay. I was about to say, he might have just said, like, what color is it? But he can read. That would have been really funny, though.
I mean, I'm sure plenty of people who can't read have signed contracts before.
Jordan, do I find it?
Yeah, there's an entire history around the Native American peoples for that specific reason.
It's true.
All right, I walk over to a pile of people, more than half of which I killed myself, and throw the vial on it.
All right. So while you all are making preparations, right after you take that action, you start to hear something on the horizon.
Jordan, did I find anything in the cave with my 11?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, you managed to scrounge up a bunch of bones. Some of them real big, some of them really small. There is a little bit of like survival gear, but it's all in pretty bad shape. But you do manage to find quite a few bullets, in the order of about 30.
Can I just look at them and tell what kind of bullets they are? Like,
There should be all pistol bullets. That's all they had.
no,
Yeah.
like copper or silver.
Oh, yeah, they're... It all looks like they're, the typical brass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead and just keep?
Or not brass, steel.
Can I just keep these?
Yeah. You're gonna fit them.
Cool.
Okay. Sorry. So after that, while you're rooting around in the cave, just as you put these bullets into your pocket, you hear something on the horizon. And nobody's really quite sure what to make of it. You see Lauren kind of perk up. He's got this really odd look on his face. It's really horrible recording.
Oh my goodness, so bad. What?
Ooh, that was just bad. That was just real bad.
I was wondering if it was just coming through the computer. It just didn't sound right.
It didn't sound right on this end either. Here we go. This one's even weirder. Okay. So yeah. Give it a second. Hopefully this is a little better.
Much better.
So yeah, everyone's just kind of like puzzledly looking around. You can see Garrock get this look in his eye.
Is this like Fido Goes West or something?
Fido?
That one.
Fido?
Fido.
The more
Non-well-known knockoff Fido?
Gizmark just kind of like, he doesn't exactly run out of the cave, but he moves very quickly to the edge He's kind of like peering behind a rock, and he looks out. Get over here.
Looking around while like shaking a couple vials to activate them.
Like
Get over
inside
here.
with it.
Like in like the most in.
Getting louder.
Okay, I walk over to Lauren.
What was that?
I walk over to Lauren. What is this noise?
Beats me. And you see, make a perception check.
I've
What
walked
is
over
this?
as well, while still trying to finish making the mount active.
So anybody that wants to investigate.
I will.
Okay. So yeah, make me a perception check.
Oh dear.
Also, I was wrong. I don't have a plus 20 to gunsmithing. That's to my alchemy. My gunsmithing's only plus 10.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Still.
I was getting things wrong.
All right.
Whoa.
Nicely done.
How? Oh, because my.
You're also a cleric. You're wisdom based.
Yeah.
I am super aware.
You're hecka wise. Even though character wise that doesn't make any sense. But
I don't know. I feel like having.
oh yeah, baby. Bow down to my perception.
Okay, you guys see everything. On the other side of the planet, a fly sneezes. No, okay, so you're looking off in the distance, and you can kind of hear sort of where this noise is coming from. It's kind of echoing through the canyons. And this cave is perched in such a way that you got a pretty good view of the valley that's out beneath you. And just kind of out of the corner of your eye at first, you see something moving pretty quickly in the distance. And you look a little bit closer, and you can make out four figures, all of them riding horses furiously towards you. And there are a couple things that strike you pretty immediately. One is the noise.
Yeah.
It stands out, and it seems like it's kind of traveling with them. The second thing that you are kind of caught off guard by is the fact that it seems like the dust that the horses are kicking up, because they're kicking up an awful lot of dust. They're not really trying to be subtle. It's like, for some reason, it's glittering, like just a ton, like an inordinate amount of glittering. It's just like this big shimmering cloud.
Bars.
It's genuinely kind of like they're dragging a craft store behind them, and it's like
This is like
It's-
crazy, Kevin.
it's breathing its last breaths.
Like they're just dropping bags of air behind them.
Yeah, it's like what would happen if a locomotive ran on silver and gold.
I can technically do that. The spell does exactly that. It's called glitter dust. It's a legit spell I have.
It's pretty much that. Like it's essentially glitter dust, but just like in a billowing cloud behind these riders. And the third thing you notice is that they're all wearing what looks like matching black leather in the beating sun.
Well, that's just wildly unpractical.
Everyone
Is that what you say?
And so, yeah, Lawrence is kind of standing there like, what do you see out there? I see something on the horizon.
I'm going to lift up my sniper rifle and look at them through my scope.
I'm gonna tell Lauren. It appears to be 4 people riding horses, and they're wearing black leather.
My scope gives me
yes.
sight out to the maximum range of my gun,
Mm-hmm.
which is just really insanely long.
Uh-huh.
Do I see any like signifiers like a monogram or a logo?
Roll me a perception check. Or no. Roll me a knowledge local.
Ha! I actually put a rank into it.
I do.
Oh, geez. How long have you been in town?
I was literally in town like, okay, so the first time I was in town, I was in town for like maybe 24 hours to do the application, get my paperwork, check out the town. Then I went back to my hotel, back down the train station because I felt bad about leaving my reservation because I didn't think I was going to spend that much time in town. I didn't realize the distances. And then I came back the day of for the hiring process. So probably a couple days. And I've also been doing extensive research on the maps and the local town guides
That's
that
like
have
spinning.
Published.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet my life on it.
I read up all of
For
their
knowledge.
archived newspapers.
Yeah. Probably, honestly, out of all those experiences, the thing that would help you the most, you remember as you were kind of checking out town, walking around, you remember you had just applied for the job at Gizmark, and you were kind of just looking around, and you saw this sign. It had a very distinctive logo on it. It was black on black, a C, burned into a rather ornate piece of ebony.
Okay.
And you see that same C emblazoned on all of their chests, almost completely invisible, due to the fact that black on black is the dumbest color scheme of all time.
Yeah, not a whole lot of contrast there.
Yeah.
Speaking of someone who wore black on black to his senior prom, yeah.
Wait,
It works for things like that. When you're trying to write something, it doesn't work so well.
In my defense, I told Kaylee that she needed to tell me what our colors were so I could coordinate. She didn't want to tell me. So I told her, fine, I'm just going to wear all black.
That's awesome.
That's what you did,
You're going to a funeral for your high school year.
Honestly, how that relationship ended, yeah, kinda. Also, I had a tub of chicken, of Kentucky Fried Chicken thrown at me when I was at my car. So, unrelated.
Oh, I was gonna say by her.
No,
Oh.
no, that was oh god, who was that girl that Athena was dating senior year?
Oh, I thought she didn't go to our
Oh
school.
my gosh, I was at your prom.
That's right, you were under the age limit. You
was
snuck right in.
over the age limit. I didn't
Oh,
get
you
in,
were.
but we had all of us met together for games afterwards.
That's right. I do
Zach
remember
and I
that.
did like glow in the dark, like
Victoria?
stuff.
Was that her name?
Maybe? I don't know. All I remember is that last minute Athena decided to go to prom with someone else, and apparently we looked enough alike from behind, and we had the same cars, that the girl I was dating thought I was Athena at the car, and she raged through a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken at me.
Was it full?
Yeah.
You
Like
won.
she'd been eating it.
Did you
You
eat it after?
Eating it outside
Got
of
free
prom.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. I think
That's
that's a
okay.
victory.
I don't know what's worse, that she was so upset that she threw a bucket of chicken at someone, or that she was standing outside of prom eating a bucket of chicken.
I got the vibe that the prom was near where she lived.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is she was so incensed that this is what imagines to me. She's like, man, I'm going to make myself feel better. I got to drive by that dang prom to get to KFC.
Get
But-
Athena.
I got to get my bucket of chicken.
Like she's got her
She's driving back. She's so
fucking near Southridge.
But she's so upset. She's had such a bad day. She's like, I'm just gonna start eating it in the parking lot.
What did Athena do?
And she's going at it. She's made it halfway through this bucket by the time she gets past prom again. And then she sees her.
This is my moment.
And in her rage, she knows what she must do.
Justin,
This chicken is gonna be airborne once more.
Justin, were you with your date too?
No, so
Fly again, birdie.
her
Fly again.
my car. So I'm like, oh, I'll just run back and grab it before we head in.
Oh, okay.
you know, regardless of whatever relationship troubles you may have had, at least you weren't like Calvin and got broken up with because you had your appendicitis and you didn't call your girlfriend for a day.
Because you were in the
That was
hospital.
rough, dude. That was
I
real
forgot
rough.
about that.
Yeah. I remember
That was No, not Stormy. What
Yeah.
was her name?
Yeah.
that was Tara.
Wintera.
Yeah.
Tara, that's right.
Yep. I remember we were in the parking lot like the day after it happened. Kaylin and I would come to visit Calvin, and she she unloaded on us in that parking lot. Like, it was crazy.
Calvin's girlfriend unloaded? Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
god.
she was like so pissed. She was like mad at everyone. She was mad at Calvin because he was taking all the attention. She was mad at Calvin's mom
She had attention
because she wouldn't let her see Calvin. Like,
She should just go get her appendix out.
She had
feels
issues.
pathetic.
She had issues.
Yeah.
And poor Calvin's on drugs the whole time. He doesn't even know what's going on.
yeah, he basically just woke up with no girlfriend, no appendix, and a massive infection.
Doug, I don't know what happened. Before I went under, I had a girlfriend, and then I woke up with no girlfriend.
Appendicitis.
Ron Weasley his way out of
Yeah.
The only thing,
Exactly. Okay.
the only thing that forgotten harder than that whole breakup was probably Calvin's assignments in Miss McGinnis's class.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know.
Dude, I straight up thought he was gonna like punch her.
No, that wasn't. No, it wasn't Calvin. It was Kaylin. Miss McGinnis.
Oh
did
yeah,
not like
that was
Kaylin.
bad too. I mean, it was hostile.
Cause
That was
I
over.
thought
I
it was-
think that was a systematic problem amongst multiple people.
Well,
Yeah, it really
was.
was,
It was really
but-
weird though because Miss McGinnis liked Calvin,
Yeah,
which
it
made
was.
no
It was really
sense
weird.
because he's
But
like
do you
the
remember
worst
what
student in
happened
high school.
Dude, Calvin got a D in that class.
Yeah, but for some reason
Do you
she
remember
liked
why?
him.
Miss McGinnis. So he had 3 weeks of late work to do. Pretty much nobody cared about it because he was a senior. He was already going to college and he was graduating.
Right.
Miss McGinnis cared a lot.
She cared.
She cared, but she cared to a point. She cared so much that he'd do it that she was willing to give him a D if he didn't do all the makeup work. She didn't care enough to not lose all of it and still give him a D.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, he was so mad. He like stormed into Chellen's office and was like, "Yeah."
I feel like that's justified.
Oh, it's very justified.
Oh yeah.
It was bad, but
Okay.
anyway.
4 mysterious people riding on glitter horses,
Yeah.
blaring loud.
Yeah. So
obnoxious-
I'm going to, in as much detail as I can, describe.
You don't even have to. So Gizmark, as soon as you guys say something about the black, he says, "Let me guess. It's the stupid glitter bomb too."
Yeah, how did you know?
Buckle up.
And like,
Shard Amber's coming.
what'd you say?
I'm gonna need like a significantly more detailed explanation because this was not in my briefing packet.
Okay.
Wait, buckle up. Who's coming?
Sharda Camber.
Okay. Dimitrii starts looking around for like bushes and rock outcroppings to like stage an ambush from. He like
We're
pulls his
in
gun
a
out.
cave.
Okay.
No, we're outside
Here's
the
the
cave.
deal.
Follow-up question. We leveled up. Does that mean we are back to full hit points from our last fight?
Yeah, I think it does.
Fantastic, because I was at 7 otherwise.
And
Okay,
spells and
so Lauren's going to kind of sit you guys all. He's going to be like, okay, here we go. You all are from out of town. You probably don't know what's going on here. So, as far as we know, Camber and her wranglers, or whatever they call themselves, they're on our side. Sorta.
Can I?
Sorta.
They're pretty much like us, except they suck.
Can I knowledge local?
Yeah, go for it.
I have actually been in the region for like a year.
Yeah, you've been around. So yeah, go for it.
I don't know if you're gonna beat Spinthrift.
Yeah, you know who these guys are. They're smooth operators. They're pretty much exactly what you are. Like, they're just more or less guns for hire, but they're a little bit more guns for hire than less.
Roll it.
Just to prove that I know nothing.
That's Alakar's.
I don't know anything about these guys.
Yeah. So essentially, yeah.
I'm happy about it.
As Lauren's kind of listing these things off, he's like, yeah. So they're not good news. They're lying, cheating, stealing snakes.
Are they coming our
Do
direction?
they have a reputation for being lying, cheating, stealing snakes?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
to an extent. I mean, it seems like he hates them a little bit more than everybody else.
Well, they are competition.
What was that?
They are his competition, so
Yeah, they are.
I
They
expect
definitely are.
some
In
venom.
more ways than one, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they
So
They
what?
are
We plan
great
ambush?
at getting these high-paying contracts because they undercut everybody else. They make all these promises. They never live up to them. But nobody sees that. And, you know, they have all the gear. They have all the flash. They have all this stuff. But they don't deliver. It's garbage. It's all garbage.
So what? They come here looking for fight?
I don't know what they're coming here for. I don't know who paid them.
They're coming directly to us, though, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out if we should be prepared for a fight.
I'm
Sharda and her crew, you always need to be prepared for a fight. But there's one other thing.
okay.
And what is this one other thing?
She's my third ex-wife.
You killed Justin. I have an idea.
The third one's always the worst.
So I
There
have
is
thought,
so
You
much
said it.
more emotional baggage here.
what if all of us except for Dimitrii go into the cave and hide? Dimitrii, you pretend like nothing happened here, that you're just the spokesman,
Play it nonchalant.
and that you're a cowboy. You're a were
I would
cowboy.
say probably hard no on the pretending to be a different ethnic group.
Yeah, probably. No, look,
I mean,
Lauren's kind of like hold up his hands, like, listen, if she's gonna kill me, she's gonna look me in the eyes while she does it.
Especially considering that I'm like
I'll talk to her.
a white northerner with a north accent. Definitely not from this area.
Bluff your way through.
I'm going to use my new alchemist discovery to use a use of my bomb to turn my sniper rifle into a flaming weapon. To give it the flaming property.
Jordan, is there so like on this, is this map where we are right now and this is the cave map?
Yeah.
Okay. What are these like? Basically, I'm looking for an elevated position for Spinthrift to set up.
I mean, the cave is actually a pretty elevated position, if that helps. Like,
Okay.
it's at the top of a valley, more or less. Like,
Oh.
think like up behind you is just a big washout.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Spinthrift, why don't you take cover in cave? Give us overwatch. If someone pulls gun, well, protect us.
And she nods and she shakes a little and says, preemptive defense, right. And just like runs off.
Oh, wait, Spindrift! I'm sure it'll be fine.
Actually, here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to whip out my wand, and I'm going to use a charge on each of you guys to cast mage armor on you, which gives you a flat +4 to AC.
Dope.
For how long?
8 hours.
8 hours. Okay.
Dope.
Because it's a first level wand. And then that basically makes the wand useless until I recharge it again.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
all
make your preparations.
Look, you have
Laura?
14 AC now.
Is that good or bad?
My AC is now 24.
Hi.
Is my AC not that good?
Because you're not wearing armor,
Lauren-
because you're a cleric.
I also didn't buy it.
Well, you guys are kind of running around doing your thing. Lauren just like he takes a minute and he just He stands at the mouth of the cave, tapping his foot with his hands on his hips as the music gets louder and louder and louder still. And you're still not really sure where it's coming from until you kind of notice that one of the figures on the horse is like pretty much leaned all the way back in his saddle, somehow, still controlling the animal, and is playing a guitar while he rides. But there's also still all of the like instrumental stuff.
That would be the bard.
I fucking hate bards.
So-
That's Justin's bias, not
Spinny would never.
Any
Ever.
particular reason?
I mean, from a class standpoint, I think they're hilarious. Like, I love 5th edition bards are mechanically super fucking fun. There's when you play D&D in like a very college setting, there's such this like stereotype of what a bard needs to be that nobody ever makes interesting characters with them.
Makes sense.
They just make the bard TM.
The bard. Yeah.
They're not like violinists. With
Or a
modern
gnome dubstep bard who uses their tinkering proficiency to make a portable one-man pipe organ hurdy-gurdy setup.
Here, I was thinking like, what if it was a gnome concert pianist who has like a collapsible grand piano that they just pull out of their backpack for impromptu concert piano.
Or they've got like a melodica on standby, like the hip melodica.
I
that they really
played
gotta go.
a World War II set campaign as a bard, and I partnered up with our cavalier. So we put a sidecar on his motorcycle so we could put my piano on it.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That's actually kind of cool because in like World War II setting, you could have the chaplain be a cleric.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right.
I thought about that before this. So anyway, yeah, these guys come riding up, just drenched in some sort of style.
Someone's
And they're
style.
drenched in sweat. They're in all black.
Yeah. You notice as they ride up, finally, they get to the mouth of this cave, and Lauren is still just like there, hands on hips, with this like impenetrable style. And as this lead rider gets off her horse, she's just like nimble, thin, drow woman with just an amazing like lack of sweat.
So you mean she's drow? So it's literally black on black on black.
Oh, she's drow, is she?
Pathfinder drow, so black on navy blue.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
pretty much.
True.
But yeah, so she just like essentially like just slithers off of this horse.
Isn't it canon that elves don't have sweat glands?
I don't know, actually. I'd have to look that up.
I'm good
But
with
yeah,
it.
So
I'm good.
elves are more like
They're
pigs than
related.
humans are.
and she just looks at Lauren and says like, "It's been a while." And he just looks, very high up at her. Yeah, I thought I could make it my whole life.
Not long enough.
Yeah.
And then
And
Alakarr pipes
it's
in.
just,
Have
like,
you ever seen
oozing.
a police sergeant?
It's just reeking of
No,
I'm joking.
animosity. Like, it's just coming off them in waves.
Man, here I thought it was their BO.
What's coming off?
That hasn't hit yet. But, yeah,
What's coming off of them?
animosity.
Oh.
Are they all drow?
And, like, they're just like you can tell she enjoys this a lot, and you can tell he really doesn't.
Yeah, Spinthrift will have trained her sights. She's laying prone, just like dead center of mass on this lady.
Can you roll me a stealth check?
Yes, it's gonna be not amazing.
Well, but you're also in a cave in broad daylight, and the contrast between light and dark makes it difficult to see into dark places.
If
This
she's
is small.
drow,
Fair. I'm also small.
You're also very
That's
small.
true. Yeah.
but
And
if she's
prone.
drow. Not.
Okay, so you get some bonuses to that, but we'll see if it's good enough.
Are they all drow?
No.
What
In a
races
second.
are they?
Yeah.
But
So Camber just like looks at Lauren. You're gonna love this. You know why I'm here? Why? I made some money today. All to rescue. And she just kind of, like languishes on that word. You. And Lauren just looks up. Obviously, we don't need rescuing. And then she responds, I'm going to try to do this as little as possible.
why? I'm loving this.
This is
Continue.
great.
Flirting and hating yourself.
I feel like we should. Yeah, you're like. Do you feel dirty, Jordan?
What was that?
Do you feel dirty? Like
Like,
flirting with
You're the
yourself?
DM. This was inevitable.
Get some popcorn to watch this
No.
turmoil and strife.
It looks like you might need some help. I thought there were, 3 more of you
No,
when you left?
we don't need your help. You can leave now.
That's not going to happen. You see, I have explicit instructions from the mayor to escort you back to town.
Ooh, the mayor.
Why?
Question.
Well, oh yeah, go for it.
Can Spinthrift hear any of this, or is she judging based purely off of body language?
I'm gonna guess she can hear
Looks.
a fair amount of it at least. It's an echoey cave. It's resonant.
Okay. Just making sure.
So, yeah. You asked why
Yeah.
the mayor. Well, there's something going on down in town. He wanted your help, but you weren't around. So look who he had to come to. Look who they always have to come to when somebody's off on some adventure or another.
Oh, you mean that you are always the second choice because the person who actually does work is already doing something?
Let's just say this isn't the first cave I've found Lauren neck deep in. I'm surprised though.
Stunned silence.
Not the cave. Wait, if there's something going on in town, why didn't he just ask you for help?
Because he has some stupid allegiance with this troll. I'm not sure why.
But
That's racially insensitive. Trolls are much taller.
I've got to admit, Lauren, most of the holes I pulled you out of were a lot grosser than this. That wasn't meant to be a double entendre.
no, but it doesn't matter now. The damage is done. The damage is done. And Dimitrii is just looking at Lauren for like, what?
I'm supervising Garrock, by the way.
Yeah.
If that was any question at all, I am watching.
Real
him.
quick, do any of the hired help look like they got itchy trigger fingers, or they're too close to their guns?
They all seem pretty relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah, they haven't even really dismounted yet.
Is the bard still performing?
No, he stopped at this point.
Okay.
You can see him he's grooming his white hair, tuning his guitar.
Oh, is he a drow too?
Yeah, he's a drow.
What is a race of all of the hired help?
Okay, so there's the drow bard. There's this huge troll. You're not even really sure how the horse is holding him up.
Wait, so she made a disparaging comment using troll as a derogatory slang word against her ex-husband in the presence of her employee who is a troll?
You get the feeling by the look on his face that he wouldn't get it anyway.
Yeah, let's be honest. They're not very bright. Though it's a good thing that you have a flaming weapon if we get into a fight with a troll.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's huge. He's got this gigantic stick on his back. Like, it looks a little fancier than a normal tree trunk, but it's pretty much just a tree trunk. And then you see this one in the back. His armor looks a lot like bulkier. It almost looks like there's metal in there somewhere underneath all that black paint. And he has an extra symbol on his breastplate. And yeah, he's got pointed ears, but not as pointed as you'd expect from a full elf.
Interesting.
What's the extra symbol?
Is he a brightness seeker?
Yeah, you can roll a knowledge religion. I'm going to say Alakarr knows it by sight, and she's not thrilled. He's not thrilled.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
He knows drow stuffs.
Do you want me to roll a knowledge religion for you?
He said it.
Okay. I don't think I have anything in knowledge religion.
Oh, I'm not trained. Never mind.
I just have local and
Is it
engineering.
my religion?
No, it is not.
Thank goodness.
It's like pretty much the opposite.
Oh.
It's the life god.
What?
Yeah, it's Celindra, like the god of nature and all that junk.
Oh, I hate you people more than my god.
Alakarr
I
just
say out
looks-
loud.
So, yeah, that's the crew. And they're all like, you know, they're being vaguely threatening, nothing overt, but they're mostly doing it to get a rise out of you. You get the impression? Like, they're all just wearing pretty much exactly the same smirk like it came with the uniform.
It came with the uniform.
So, where are we going to go? Or are you going to pout here all day?
You ever hear of a flea circus?
A what? Oh, what did you say?
A flea circus.
Flea circus?
How about a traveling flea circus?
Traveling flea circus. Listen, I don't care what Lauren does in his free time anymore.
Boss, what's the play? Which I'd like to point out, every time that Spinthrift speaks, diction and vocabulary of someone who is as intelligent as she is, voice of a 4-year-old.
How much longer is it going to take for you to make those horses?
They're done. I just got to pour them out.
And he kind of looks up to her.
We're gonna have to carry Garrock.
Are you going to let us go our own way? And she just smiles.
The
Take
We'll
mayor,
ride together.
the mayor just wants you to escort us back, right?
Yeah.
So let's go.
Okay. Boys, take up the defensive formation.
Why not have us just go back?
We don't need them to babysit us. That's why.
No.
And so they all kind of array themselves in a sort of wedge. Like they all turn around. And yeah, they're in a good solid wedge pattern. She like glides onto the back of her horse. Come on.
Spinny, Lauren, Dimitrii, you guys good? Just going back. We're going to the same place. We don't need to fight if we don't need to, right? Spinny's been through a lot today.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your compassionate
This
side
is my
coming
one
out.
moment.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll pull out 4 vials that I've used to make these elixirs. And so normally Mount is a wizard spell that I've, as an alchemist, have stolen.
Oh, you have that thing going on.
Well, yeah, because I, as part of my one of my kits, I got a scroll of Mount from as a thing, so I copied it because I can copy wizard spells. So normally Mount is like you cast and then you summon a horse from the ether. But this is alchemy. Alchemy is as close to actual science as you can get with magic. So there's things like conservation of mass and like other really things. So like Spinthrift like shakes up these bottles and then tips them over and pours them out onto the ground, and then like it absorbs like all of the ambient matter it can until it like roughly until the spell the potion roughly approximates the size of a horse, which I haven't decided if that's like existentially horrifying to watch or not. Like it's definitely very much like that elephant foam gray goo kind of deal where like just matter starts popping out like in like this kind of like foam like elephant toothpaste or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And it's just like
You suddenly
like
get
balloons out until you get these like rough approximations of horses, and they look like they don't look like they're like badly sculpted horse horse approximations, but they're like moving around and they have roughly like the same movements as a horse. They also look like they're made out of like silly putty. Well, hopefully I remember the binding agent so they're not sticky this time.
Aren't they like, isn't that where you get binding agent?
Oh, sorry. Hopefully I remembered the catalyst so they're not sticky this time around. And I'll climb up on a horse that is much too big for me. Because I sized them for medium-sized creatures.
And Camber just kind of look around. She kind of looks over her shoulder. What about your friend?
Oh, right. I'll untie his feet. I'll tie a one of my 50 foot of hempen rope because I just have a fuck ton of rope for some reason around his arms, attaching to like the silk rope around his arms, and then I'll loop it around his neck, and then I'll tie it to my horse.
Oh my goodness.
Like you know how some people they'll walk their dogs and they'll tie the leash around their hips, so like it keeps them in line better, like when they're training them to heel and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's how I've tied it around my horse.
Okay.
Boy,
Okay.
And then I'll untie his feet.
because he's a dog.
Okay. Well,
yeah. This entire time, Spinthrift has been faintly humming the song from before.
That's excellent.
so
real quick. So Dimitrii's gonna get up onto his horse. And then he's just gonna say, "Alright, let's go," and heads off in the direction that we were gonna go originally, and not back the way they just came from.
they're fine with that, surprisingly.
Okay.
They follow.
But,
Or they don't follow. they follow for a second, and then they're in front of you.
well, so the idea was
and,
that...
As she passes you, she looks you dead in the eyes and she says, "Be careful. Who wouldn't want you to get hurt?"
Right, you go first. That way, if anyone gets hurt, it is you.
Oh, don't worry, I won't.
Although the idea was that we're going down a thin game trail, so they wouldn't be able to pass me, but that's fine.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so then she will kind of harumph right behind you.
Actually, I can specify a pony, so it's gonna be a pony that I'm riding.
Okay.
Everyone else has light horses. I'm riding a nice little shit rider.
Okay. Then Gizmark will be on the horse with the with your guest.
Yeah, you can have him tied to my horse. Because I don't think a pony's going to really stop you.
No.
Okay. Well, let's get this over with. And Gizmark just he ends up right behind Camber, and yeah, it's not looking good.
I'm kind of imagining like whenever the trail widens a little bit, she like tries to speed up and pass, but I like move to block.
Yeah, that can totally be the situation.
But like subtly, and I never look like I'm not looking back. It's just so it doesn't seem like I'm doing it on purpose, but I definitely am.
Yeah. And you can hear the conversation between Gizmark and Camber. Like they're kind of like talking back and forth. And she's talking about how many times she's gotten offered more money than he's ever seen to kill him. And
sense motive to see if she's bluffing.
Go for it.
Just for fun. Oh. Not so good.
It's good enough.
Oh.
You get 2 impressions. 1, you haven't even met a third of Lorne's ex-wives.
At least.
And 2, some of them are more angry than she is. So yeah, it kind of goes on like that for a while, and then eventually she just says, "We should hurry. The mayor, well, let's just say the situation didn't look great."
And that situation is
important.
Not important enough to hire you.
Oh! When a PC takes over an NPC
Exactly.
to deliver a scathing jab.
Unfortunately for the mayor, we had another contract already.
Yes, that contract was coming out here to find us.
No, this is just a side job.
So
You see,
you're saying that your very important contract that you already have.
There's a lot of quotes.
You have that, but you also have enough time to come out here, wasting 2 days at least, to come get us.
oh, it hasn't been 3 hours, sweetie.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
I think they only just recently went out to find us.
Mm-hmm.
But if we took half a day to ride out to where the attack happened, and then walked another half a day into the wilderness, how could it take them 3 hours to get there?
Try buying a horse that isn't made of globs.
This is far more economic. It's literally free.
Yes, joke's on you. We didn't have to pay for a horse. We also don't
Oh.
have to feed them, I think.
No, they just absorb ambient matter, like dead skin and sand, to replenish anything that they lose for the 8 hours that they're here.
Ah,
She visibly
see,
shudders.
don't have to pay anything, and my skin has never
In the-
felt healthier.
The bard like actively recoils.
It's loosely based off of an illithid principle, honestly. Mind Flayer beds, and I just Spinthrift just goes off this tangent on like the properties of the living beds that illithids sleep in.
All right. they're not really gonna know what to do about that. The bard starts playing music louder and louder.
Dimitrii is
To
like
try to
doing
drown
his
out.
best to pay attention to Spinthrift and like look like he's interested. He's saying nodding and yesing and he's saying like, "Oh, really? That's interesting."
She's just trying to cope with the stress of the situation.
And
Yeah.
Dimitrii's starting to get a pretty good handle on Spinthrift, so he's trying to help her out by being an
So
interested
yeah,
audience.
it's drama all the way. And no matter how many times Gizmark asks what's going on in town, Kimber will not tell him. Like it just like at first it was kind of like maybe she was just like forgetting to say it, but it seems like it's very deliberate by this point.
I would have thought it was deliberate from the first point. You ask someone,
Yeah.
"Hey, what happened?" and they're like, "Oh, you'll find out."
Pretty much,
They
yeah.
obviously don't want to tell you.
Yeah. And yeah, eventually you're gonna guide her to Herb Alpert's farm, right?
Yeah, because we got to go reclaim those horses.
Okay, yeah. When you guys get there, she's just gonna kind of look at you, and she's gonna look at the sun. And by this point, tensions are very high. And she just kind of looks around at like the bleak undergrowth, and she looks at her employees, and then she looks at Lauren. You know, I don't think coming out here was even worth the 5,000 gold he was going to give me.
Then leave.
We've got better contracts.
No one is keeping you here. Just leave.
Okay. I'll find my lunch money somewhere else.
What other contracts are you?
What was that? Are you asking her?
Yeah. That are oh so more important. Obviously, you're important. What could possibly be so important?
You're asking.
Yeah, I'm asking her like that.
Okay.
With heavy sarcasm.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her to talk, basically.
As in implying she doesn't have anything important.
But she's hinted at it, so I'm guessing that we need to figure it out.
So in order to get her to talk, you're
I'm
implying that she doesn't have
I'm
anything.
sure you're
Yeah.
so busy.
Well, you know what they say. The lady never reveals her secrets.
Huh.
However-
Well, it's good thing there's no ladies here.
That's why you're divorced.
That's actually a pretty good cut. But she doesn't even pause. But since you insist, let's just say that dwarven kings pay better.
There are no dwarven kings around here.
There aren't. That's why you should invest in faster horses. And they just ride off.
Oh, really? They're gonna leave us for real?
Yep.
Aww. I was trying to figure out where they were going.
There is one thing. Lauren just kind of like, as they're riding away, he just shouts, "Must be easy to start a business when you steal all the money."
I just like put my hand on Lauren's shoulder and just like pat it. I'm guessing divorce did not go so well for you.
It's a lot better than the marriage.
There you go.
Well, then, is good thing then.
Yeah.
Lauren, how much are we getting paid for this job?
Oh, let me remember. It's written down somewhere. I think it was spoils plus like 200 gold a week or something like that. Starting out, let me see if I can find it.
No, like you meant for being hired to figure out what's going on with the cattle.
Yeah, all this stuff. Like, what are we getting paid? It's not a greed question. He's asking
no.
because he wants to figure something out.
Well, I mean, to be honest, the farmer scraped together about 80 copper pieces.
So
You're
not
still getting
much.
paid, though.
So what you're saying is that we're not getting paid 500 gold, but she was getting paid 500 gold.
5,000.
Oh, 5,000 gold to bring us in.
Likely.
Why?
Well, she's not going to tell us, so we better go find out ourselves. But just a word of advice, I wouldn't listen to a word that comes out of her mouth.
But then she also said she's getting paid more to do something else than 5,000 gold. I don't know. You're right. Maybe she's blowing smoke.
It's a bluff. Everything's a bluff.
Oh, all right then. Let's.
I mean, you could roll some motive if you want to.
Yeah. I mean,
retroactively.
Nah, it's fine. The opportunity's lost. But I was just trying to figure it out and compare to see if there was, like, if it was true, then why the heck are we getting paid so little here, Elle? Or why is she getting paid so much, but, like, are we wanted all of a sudden? Like, 5,000 gold's a lot.
Yeah.
To just bring us in and to pass by.
Alright. I imagine
Okay.
we're able to find the horses.
Yeah, they're pretty much where you left them. You know, they've got water, they've got food.
Cool.
So, unrelated to what Spinthrift would have actually been researching, but I would like to point out 3 things from being having second level alchemist spells now. I have a spell that turns drow into regular elves. I have a spell that turns. I could have a spell that turns drow into half elves.
Temporarily?
I have access to a spell that curses someone, so for the next hour per level, any coin they touches automatically turns into copper. Permanently.
Is copper
That's pretty cool, actually. I like that
Like a
one.
penny.
It's like the reverse Midas touch.
If you think of a gold piece as $1, a copper is a penny. So when Lauren says this farmer scraped up 80 copper pieces, he literally scraped up 80 cents.
Actually, better, which for like if the economy works as similar to what House does in most D&D settings, like a silver piece is enough to live comfortably for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Really?
80 copper is like, it's nothing to scoff at. It's
not at an adventurer's level.
Oh,
Yeah.
But like for normal people.
Yeah. Like 1 copper, if I remember right, is like 1 pound of meat usually, or something like that. Like that's the best way I can find is like a copper will get you like 10 pounds of flour.
It's like the 1800s economy, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's in coin.
So it's actually worth a decent amount, but it's not like what this job would actually cost.
Well, I think we should get back to town.
Yeah.
Need
It
to
seems
buy-
like something important's going on there.
need to buy somebody a drink.
Okay, let's get a move on.
How many? Do we only have enough horses? 1 for each of us.
Yeah.
Correct.
How much longer is left on the mounts that Spinthrift made for us?
Oh, that ride, I think, what is it? By horse. Everybody was riding. You guys were probably going at a pretty good clip. We'll say they got 5 hours left.
Is that enough to get back?
Oh yeah, easy. If you're riding fast, then it would be. Last time you were you had Herb with you, so he was kind of slowing you down.
So I'm thinking, for sake of speed, we put Garrock on horse.
I mean, he's already on a horse.
Oh, he is now?
Yeah, he's with Gizmark.
Like we hogtied him to the back of a horse.
Oh, okay. I
Walking
thought he was still
or-
walking.
Oh, actually.
okay.
No. He's he's with Spinthrift. Yeah, he's like tied to the bottom of the horse or the top of the horse,
Oh,
right?
the bottom of that's the worst.
No. I thought he was tied to my horse,
Like
like
a leash.
walking,
Tied the pony.
like walking behind me.
No. To my understanding, he was like tied on the horse, like basically like.
That works.
Yeah, it's easier
Cool.
to travel.
So let's ride back then.
Okay.
Make haste.
I say we try to make better time than we have so far.
They're technically constructs, so they don't get exhaustion.
Great.
Well, but we have the actual horses now too, so.
True.
But this ride isn't going to exhaust them, so they could probably do it comfortably in a couple hours.
Cool.
It won't be comfortable for you, but
It's okay. What spells should I take?
Pain
it'll
is
be a whole lot less
weakness
comfortable
leaving
for
body.
Garrock. Okay. So, y'all are making your way downtown.
Walking
Walking
fast because I'm homebound. Do-do-do-do-do.
Do.
You guys are worse than the bard.
You hear that coming over the horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a phantom couple of notes come in through the wind.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are writing. You're making good time. And about an hour and 30 minutes in, you finally hit the spot. I want everyone to make perception checks for me real quick.
You're on you. Ooh.
There are a lot of vaguely eugenic-y spells in the second level alchemist formulas.
That's worrying.
Vaguely what?
Eugenic-y. Like eugenics? Eugenic-esque?
Okay.
Oh, perception.
Nice perception.
Oh, nice
Oh,
perception.
jeez. Okay. Well, you guys are making your way. Actually, give me marching order.
I'd probably be in the back because the pony's slower by 10 feet.
Okay. Gizmark will try to stay behind you. Actually.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm ready to get back.
Okay. So you guys are all making your way through. You all managed to get about here. This is pretty low, this thing that's right next to you, but there are like little nooks and crannies, and you can see like platforms and junctions and all sorts of things on your way through.
Where is it again, Jordan?
Right here. So you guys are in what is affectionately often referred to as Cockatrice Gulch.
Charming.
Fountain.
Worrying.
Yeah. It's not really named that for any particular reason. It just has a little cave in the back
Does not make me
that the
feel
local kids play in.
No reason at all.
So you're doing your thing, riding through, and then
making our way downtown.
yeah.
Been a while.
So you all get into the entrance. So you guys go ahead and place yourselves probably from about here to, here. I'm gonna borrow Jake's character. How long does your mage armor last for, Justin?
Let me double check. I want to say mage armor is 8 hours. I'll check.
Okay.
Jacob Middleton. He had a question on the homework.
You already did it.
Mage armor 1 would be CL3.
I've looked at them all and I know how I'm going to solve it.
Okay. So this is where Gizmark would be. About a boot.
We're down here. Oh, there you go. Oh, hey.
Where Keeglu Abuaku?
Yeah, we're just gonna use him as a stand-in because I don't want to have to create a new token. So everybody else kind of placed themselves in order from about here to where Gizmark is.
So it lasts for an hour.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, shoot.
That's what I did.
Because it's just a first level wand.
Okay.
Or at least I assume so.
Oh, okay, so
I would think so, yeah.
mage armor is gone?
Yeah. Like, give me a night to recharge the wand, or give me a day that I don't have to use spells. I can recharge the wand.
So,
What were you doing?
hey, Jordan, can you... So I know for, like, moving yourself onto the board, you're supposed to be able to grab your character icon and grab it?
Drag it. Yeah, sometimes it takes a few tries.
Oh,
Nope.
Did it work?
no.
Let me see.
Although for us it also is weird because Dimitrii, Alakarr, and Where Kigla all show up under the characters like subheader, but Spinthrift and Aspermont don't show up there.
That's what I'm noticing too.
Yeah, that's just something you have to manually move.
Yeah.
So what you do, go to your character sheet, like pull up your character sheet, go to the bio and info section, and there's that picture there.
Yeah.
Drag that from there onto the thing, and that works pretty easy.
It didn't.
Okay. I'm noticing you just have to try a few times.
I did. We did. We've done it.
Well, our characters, mine is on
Yours
there.
is there.
Oh, there it goes.
You gotta grab the name.
Oh, is it the name, not the...
Oh,
There you
Yeah,
go.
that would
that's
the name,
deceptive.
not
It's-
the picture.
It's the name.
Wow, now
yeah.
there's two of you.
Oh,
What are you doing off the map?
a,
No, you have to click back into the select. I did it to pan. There you go.
You can just do it if you right click on it.
Destroy yourself.
No, I know. I was in the wrong tool, so I wasn't able to grab it. And I was like, Jordan, I need to be able to
Gotcha.
grab my
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay. So let me check this again.
So is this like marching order?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So Spinthrift, make me an initiative roll.
All right.
You
give me
want to
just a
clear
second.
up the turn.
Go for it.
Boom. Fuck.
Oh, jeez.
Just Spinthrift?
Whoa.
Yeah, just Spinthrift. Because
Wow.
she managed to...
Something sneaky. I had a perception of 19 and I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Although, Nat 20 followed by Garrock 1 is...
Yeah, that's been the MO of this whole game, hasn't
well,
it?
that was last session for me. It was either I'd roll a 20 or I'd roll a 1. And it was more
I
often
think
1.
that's happened pretty much every session so far, to be entirely honest.
What does CR mean?
Challenge rating. Basically, it's a measurement of how difficult something is to fight.
Out of what?
Out of... What's the CR? Goes up to 20?
Technically it goes up indefinitely.
Yeah, there's an end to it. It's just...
It's more of a scale. Like it's a measurement. It's not necessarily like a...
It's a
Level.
Yeah, it's not a level. It's a rough way to be able to tell how difficult a monster is going to be for a party.
Yeah.
So,
And it's different for each edition. So, like, 5th edition, the CR of a creature should be roughly around the average of your party if you have a party of 4, divided by 4. So, a CR 1/4 creature should be a reasonable challenge for 4 first-level characters in 5th edition.
Yep, it's the same way in Pathfinder too.
But it's also weird because you could have a party of level 10 characters, but you could throw a horde of CR5 creatures at them and totally kill them, but they would probably destroy a CR10. Like,
yeah,
the number
and
of
honestly,
monsters
I've had
is
it go the
also
other way a
part.
lot too, where like you'll throw 100 CR2 creatures at a CR10 or a CR4 party, and they're pretty much completely ineffectual. And then you throw one CR5 monster at them, and it can...
Honestly, CR is not a great indicator
It's pretty rough.
of its capacity.
Yeah, it's... It can be useful to gauge, but it's not useful to like.
It's
use
a
only-
good first pass.
It's like
But-
a quick check.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're
Yeah.
not putting a CR10. You're putting your 4,
First of all-
PCs that are all level 4 up against something that's like a CR10.
Unless you really want to.
Unless you want to
Even
TPK
then-
them.
It can work if you put something like if you put a party of magic users up against a CR2 that's immune to magic, and they're all like 5th level, it's going to be a lot more of a hard, like it's going to be more difficult of a
Yeah,
fight.
you're gonna get a bunch of wizards trying to punch something to death.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. There we go. I guess everybody roll initiative right now.
Okay. Goons.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, geez. We maxed it out.
Goon 3 got a 0.
No, Goon 3 got a much more than a 0. He got as much more than a 0 as he could have, actually.
Oh. Infinite initiative. Where is it?
Unlimited power!
Don't die, Justin.
Oh, wow. That crit roll right there, that's for Dimitrii, not for Alakarr.
Okay. So that's a 3 and a 5. I thought that it would add that to the initiative tracker.
I think you have to bring it over.
I forgot to hit the button. Click on mine.
Oh, there's a thing. Okay.
I
Yeah,
thought
don't worry about it.
because I had it as roll as Spinthrift that it would do it.
Nat 20. Look at that beautifulness. I get to go first. Do I see anything?
No, you do not see anything.
First.
So nothing happens. Oh, at first. Yeah.
Okay. So anybody that got higher than a 19 has bought themselves the ability to act in the surprise round.
Bum, ba-dum, bum.
Literally just me.
Yep. And okay. So he got no, not that much. Spinthrift, you got a 3. And
Yep.
Dimitrii, you got a 5. Okay. Okay. That's everybody. All right. So, Spinthrift, you notice out of the corner of your eye just the hint of motion behind one of these bushes.
Okay.
And you have just enough time to like react as you see 3 gun barrels emerge from different points in this cavern.
Okay.
And you hear a faint whistle that kind of echoes down this gulch. And all of a sudden the shooting starts.
Lovely.
It looks like the majority of them are. Wait, no, I can see them. Never mind. I just got to look at the map.
So we'll make 3, the one in the back. Okay. He's going to make an Atuk against Dimitrii. Let me pull up their stats. Okay. Does an 11 hit your touch or your flat-footed touch ace? I don't know how that would work.
So,
Would it just be?
is it attacking me?
No, it's attacking Dimitrii. So it's a surprise round.
They can't use their dexterity. Touch, they can't use armor. So it would the AC would be 10 for a flat-footed touch.
Ouch. Okay, yeah, then it hits. Okay. That unless there's like natural armor or something. But I don't think there is. So that is going to be 6 damage to Dimitrii.
Ouch.
Bonk. Oh. Actually, it's going to be more than that. It's going to be 7, 10 damage.
Okay. So
They have
10.
sneak attacks. Okay. That's that guy. Alakarr, you are surprised. Goon 2, step right up. Goon 2 is going to take a wild shot at Spinthrift. We'll see how that goes. You, however, are not surprised. So, you're just using your touch AC. Would an 11 hit your touch AC? That's Spinthrift. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. My touch AC is 13.
Okay, then it goes over your shoulder. It's time for Lauren, who was surprised. Goon. Okay. Is he going to roll more than a 5? Question. He's going to shoot at Alakarr, actually. They've picked their targets. He rolled a 1.
It does not hit me.
No, it doesn't.
Yay.
Luckily for him, these aren't like medieval firearms, so it just misfires. It doesn't blow up.
I dislike that I'm the only one who ever has that risk.
Does any damage hit the...
Okay, Spinthrift, it is your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to, real quick, take my move action to load my gun. So I'm going to do... what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my Tanglefoot bullets that are just a reflavored arrow that you let me reflavor.
Mhm.
And I'm going to infuse it with a... I'm going to infuse it with a bomb, a shrapnel bomb. And then I'm going to load 2 tripping arrows. Or tripping bullets into for my full capacity. I'm only going to be able to make 1 attack this round. But I'm going to attack whichever is this goon.
That is 2.
Line of sight to.
Wait, what? What's going on? I took 10 damage.
Yeah, Goon
That is Goon 2.
You were just the one who was closest to him.
Oh,
That's how it
Hold on.
works.
Now I gotta remember which Weston romper.
well, now I gotta kill all of
Oh,
them.
you're only at 18.
There we go. Okay, so and this gun still has the flaming property.
Noise.
So I'll have to add an
Okay.
6 to this.
This is going to hurt this guy.
So does a 25 hit his touch AC?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he takes 7 piercing damage. He takes 5 fire damage.
Okay, that's 12 so far.
He takes 15 slashing damage from the shrapnel bomb. And he has to hold that thought. Nope, that's not it. Where'd you go? So he needs to make a DC 10 reflex save.
Okay, he needs to make a DC 10 reflex save.
Yes.
Is that going to do anything to the damage that he's already taken?
No. So this is to see whether or not he gets entangled by the Tanglefoot bag.
Okay, well, you got him. Whatever didn't like paint the walls of the gulch is now successfully ensnared in a Tanglefoot bag. He's dead. He's real dead. So
Okay.
there's just like 2 smoking shoes glued to the bottom of this.
2 smoking shoes wrapped up in a burning
I just
tangle.
imagine like a center of mass, and there's just this gaping hole, burning hole.
Yeah, pretty much.
A cannonball
Pretty
wound.
much.
Um,
And at this point,
I'd like to point out that this is still like a 4-year-old sized creature. Like from a distance, she looks like a child. And
that's
that is my turn. That's all I can do.
did you guys hold my turn?
No,
No,
you haven't acted yet.
everyone got the surprise round.
Oh, okay.
It's at this point that a 4th shot rings out from much farther down the cavern, or the chasm.
Great.
This
I'm
one,
gonna
it
get
almost seems like it comes from
down and
above.
be able to do anything.
And let's see what kind of can add here.
That's how we do it. Hand is good. And now, my death effects last 2 rounds.
Oh, he has a favorite enemy too.
Dun
Fire
dun.
and
No. Go fill it up, though. which one did you shoot? This guy over here?
This one.
That one. Okay.
Sorry, I haven't.
The one who's also probably most immediately visible to all of his friends.
Yeah, you kind of messed him up.
I'm not a quick draw, but when I hit, I fucking murder.
Destroy, obliterate, annihilate.
You're right. The incendiary weapons discovery was a much better idea than the flesh-eating bombs.
Yeah.
I don't know, both of those sound pretty dang scary. Well,
from like a team standpoint, the fiery weapon made more sense because it's something that Spinthrift can use, and it's also something that she can put onto someone else's weapons.
Yeah.
So.
And fire is always good.
Okay, so you hear a shot ring out. And it hits Lorne square in the chest. And when I say square in the chest, I mean square in the chest in the sort of way that only a critical hit from a master sniper can do.
Oh no.
Do you multiply sneak attack damage by chance?
No.
On crit?
No.
I think you do.
It's just the weapon damage, I thought.
And I think sneak attack is like the exception.
I believe sneak attack you can crit double with crit. Let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is the exception. But everything else, it's like only the dice for the weapon are doubled, and any extra like fire damage or anything like that's not critical.
2. That's 36.
Let's hope for Lauren's sake.
Should a rogue score a critical hit with sneak attack, this extra damage is not multiplied.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hooray for Lauren.
41.
Oh
45.
my gosh.
Since Lauren didn't level up,
Lauren is dead.
he's not dead,
Oh no.
but he is at the point where he'd better start like sweet talking death.
Not bleeding. He better stop bleeding.
Yeah, he's at 0 hit points, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Lauren's a beast, and he didn't take a whole lot of damage that last time.
So what is the total amount of damage got dealt right here?
45.
So something that would straight up kill the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like comfortably.
Very comfortably.
But it is a crit with a very powerful sniper rifle. Like,
A Weston Whomper, by chance?
I think the Whomper's a shotgun, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. No, that was me mislabeling. The 1867 iron sight.
I think that's the one.
That's what I meant with the ×4 crit multiplier.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
And like, also like to mention, he didn't roll below like 2 off of max on like any of the.
Oh wow.
It was pretty nasty. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. Everything goes quiet for a second.
Especially Lauren.
Yeah, he goes real quiet.
Oh yeah. Like the grave.
A
little bit like that, yeah.
Mute Marv Masterson.
Okay. So there has been an awful lot of death in this cavern in an inordinately short amount of time.
Yeah.
Wait. I only see 3 guys on this map. Is there?
Yes. Okay, let me put the 4th one down.
Fourth one was hidden until now.
He was
Yeah, the
up on
4th one
top somewhere.
was like laid out behind. We'll just pretend there's a bush there. Sorry, I didn't have a whole lot of time to set this up.
Oh, I see.
You literally have done more work on this battle map than I did for 80% of the Enigma Investigations fight.
I mean,
There.
it's
We talked most of the time. It's true.
it's not unreasonable for him to have just been laying down right here. And
Yeah,
have
because
this ledge.
That's exactly what's happening.
have
enough
this,
height, like that, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
yeah, and this ledge could be even like like slanted a little bit like this, so he has defilade, so we couldn't see him before he shot. Or
Yeah,
something.
he was effectively invisible.
This is a good place for an ambush. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did we walk in here?
So you hear another whistle from up there after that shot. That's what breaks the silence, and this guy in the back kind of whips his head around. And he shouts, "You're gonna pay for killing Clyde." Oh, crap.
Oh,
You do another crit?
Zach?
Oh no!
oh no.
What?
Well, I have some bad news.
Did you just kill me?
Ask not for whom the bell tolls.
How much?
Um,
Am I really just gonna get killed in an encounter that I don't get to do anything?
I don't think so. Chances are it's not going to kill you. These guys just have pistols.
I don't know. I don't exactly have an abundance of health for being the tank of the party.
11 damage.
I
yeah,
don't
you're
even
fine.
know what my health is right now.
You're fine.
You should be at full.
No, I'm not, because apparently I took 10 damage for something.
Yeah.
So I'm at
Oh,
7.
right.
I'm at 7 now, so it's fine.
Doing better than hell.
I'm only at quarter health. Yeah, but
I mean, you have
Is
some
it
extra
all
health
about
potions
doing
somewhere,
I only have 1,
None of us would know.
and I think I need to shoot instead of drink potions.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think you can you... Is a potion... That's a move action, isn't it?
Motion is interacting with an object, which is a swift action.
It's a swift action, that's
Oh, yeah.
right. If you have
Which
it,
means I
it's a
can,
move to
round
look for
action.
it.
which means I can
Yeah.
still take my full round action to shoot twice.
Yeah, if you have it handy, yeah, go for it.
I mean, it's not my turn, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So-
Alakarr. Things just got real.
Yeah. Mm. I'm gonna shoot at the nearest baddie.
All right.
Do you want to help Elle?
Nah, he can hang on a little longer. I
Okay.
want to kill these guys. If he dies, more money for us.
If he dies, like no
He's
money.
technically the one paying us.
Crap.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Then I'll go to
Unfortunately.
move back by Elle, who is apparently Jacob's character.
Yeah, pretty much. He's a stand-in.
Cool. That's all I
He
do.
put his L makeup on for
Go,
today.
Dimitri, you got this. I don't say that because I wouldn't
Okay.
say that. But
I think-
I'm leaving you in that.
Yeah, that's the one you killed.
Yes.
Gizmark's just kind of. So Alakarr comes racing over, and he just looks at her and says, "I can't tell you how glad I am that Sharda wasn't here to see that." And then Goon 1 is going to go. He can no longer see his target. But he's good at following orders, not figuring out when to not follow them. So he's going to try to run up here and shoot at you again, Alakarr.
Man, I should probably figure out what I want my second level
Okay.
to be.
I'm gonna guess a 24 will hit.
With authority.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, these guys aren't super impressive. That's 6
You could
damage.
have fooled me. I dropped 21 health in 2
They're not,
shots.
they're not very impressive when they don't crit.
How much damage was it?
6.
How do you track your damage in the temp?
Yeah.
Okay.
You count.
Dimitrii,
6 right now.
it is your turn.
Have you been hurt before?
Not in daily counters.
It's my turn.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Okay. I guess we'll swift action that potion down my gullet. Because I need heals.
Yep.
Heals for days.
5 could have been way better. Alright, and then I'm full round attacking this chump. Right
Okay, that's
next to
probably
me.
not good for his complexion. So
It's about to, yeah. Are you kidding me? Really?
the second one actually hits.
What the heck is with my luck right now? My goodness.
Yeah, it really is just like.
I'm
Okay.
not feeling like these dice roll are very random.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Okay, Spinthrift.
Okay, I've very last minute decided I know what I want my second level extract to be. So I'm gonna pull out a vial. That's no, because then I can't do anything on my turn. Fuck it. Okay, I'm gonna still pull out a vial off of my bandolier. I'm going to quick, like rough inspection. Who looks worse, L or Dimitrii?
Oh, definitely Al.
Okay, so I'm going to just toss him my last jar or my last vial of troll oil, and just say, "You'll get an expense report for that."
Whatever. He's just gonna slather
and
it in
then
there.
do I have line of sight to the sniper?
Yeah, you. We'll say you do. He's kind of exposed himself. Like you can see the bush that he's in. We'll say he just has like a 25% conceal, like miss chance.
25%. Okay, I'll live with that. All right. Well, what did I say the other arrows or the other bullets I loaded in were? Did I say they were trip or did I say they were?
You can get undead companion.
I can't remember if I said trip or if I said tanglefoot
So this says 4th level.
for my
not
other ones that I loaded in.
This is when I get this.
Last level.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna say I said tanglefoot. That seems because then it's the same as the one I loaded before, and it's all from the same pouch. So I'm going to attack with a tanglefoot bullet the sniper.
Okay.
So that's going to be 16 to hit his touch AC.
Which is touch AC. That's enough.
Okay. What's do I have to hit 20 in the 25 range to miss, or do I have to be within the 75 0 to 75 range to hit?
We'll lop off the bottom 25. So if you get 0 to 24, or 1 to 25, then that's a miss.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so he takes 4 piercing damage, and he
Okay.
needs to make a DC 10 reflex save, or he'll be entangled.
That is literally impossible for him to fail.
Okay, so he's not entangled, but that is the attack I can do. Was tossing Lauren the potion a swift action, or?
Yeah, we'll say it's a swift, I think.
Okay. Realistically, I don't have multiple attacks yet, so I'm going to spur my horse on. I'm going to move that little pony into this kind of gulch area.
Yeah, kind of take some cover, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, so remind me how troll oil works. It gets you like a couple of temporary hit points, right?
Troll oil for
Fast healing
the next.
too, right?
I want to say it's either a minute or it's a set amount of rounds.
Because you used it on me. It's fast healing.
It's fast healing 1.
Fast
Fashion. Okay. For how many rounds?
I'm checking. I want to say it's a minute, but it might be like a D4 rounds.
It wasn't. It wasn't a D4. It was some time length, but it wasn't very long. Minute sounds about right.
Okay. Well, shot number 2 from our good friend Mute Marv is coming out. That's gonna be Alakarr.
Sorry, fast healing 2 for 2D4 rounds.
Ah, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Alakarr. Again, I think we hit your touch AC.
Alakar's AC is 10, so
Yeah.
she doesn't have, or he doesn't have armor. So
Okay. Well,
I mean,
you wasn't as impressive this time around. That's a 4.
squishy caster. 4 damage.
What was that?
4 damage, you said?
Yeah, 4 damage.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. This guy back in the back of the Kiev, he's gonna take a swing at you, Dimitrii.
Don't do your worst.
He definitely didn't. Is it... No, 10's definitely not enough to hit, is it?
Yeah. No. No. Definitely not.
Okay. So he is frustrated yet again, thwarted by the power of.
Is that to my touch or armor?
Yeah, it would be touch.
Yeah, no, still no.
Okay. Alakarr.
I have a question about when I am a necromancer and I can have an undead companion. Do I have to summon it like from nothing, or is it I have to raise a corpse from the dead for that purpose?
I think you have to have starting material.
Okay.
You gotta have a body.
It doesn't say.
There is a body right here.
Well, what's
Yes.
left of one.
Well,
But it's not summoning. You're not summoning something from a different plane. You're just animating a corpse. So
Okay.
you have to have a body to start with.
I'm just gonna go. What's Lauren at? 0 still?
yeah, but he's shortly going to be better than that.
He's gonna be better soon. Next turn. Justin, does your rifle still have fiery on it?
Yes, that will happen until I make new bombs.
So
Until my next long rest.
Oh, did you do fire damage to Marvin?
Oh no, I didn't.
That's what I was just wondering, because he's in a bush, which is kind of flammable.
Every little bit counts.
Especially since he just dropped the toughest character in the party with one shot.
How's Dimitrii looking to me? Oh dear. How's Dimitrii looking?
Dimitrii, on a scale of
Yeah.
1 to 24 is your hit points?
On a scale of 1 to 28, I'm at a 12.
You're not looking too good.
No, I'm not. It's what happens in a surprise round when you get shot twice.
Okay, I'll just go ahead. Because I feel incompetent in fighting, I suppose I'll turn to my clergy duties
Cleric.
reluctantly and will cast Death Kiss on you. You are undead for 2 rounds.
Cool.
Undead for 2 rounds.
All right.
Ugh! Always having to save your butts. I didn't even get to hit you this time.
I like to point out that the least equipped character to handle this job is the most competent at it.
Spinthrift is so good.
Least equipped how? Like
Mentally.
mentally least
She's a
equipped?
little gnome.
Yeah, I was about to
She's
say,
just
you're
a
pretty
gnome.
heavily equipped.
You can just vaporize a guy in one shot.
Like
So,
actual equipment wise, you're doing way better than all of us.
all right,
what was it?
2.
Yeah, I had an effective starting wealth of like 4,000.
What do I do here?
Sweet.
Because I crafted everything.
Oh, I accidentally took Lauren out of the rotation.
Hear you.
It deleted him. Okay. It's Goon 1's turn. Actually, it's Gizmark's turn.
Yeah,
He
I was
just
about to
2
say.
hit points. Does this happen at the top of his turn?
The fast healing? I think it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's gonna level his pistol right at this guy who's got himself up against the wall. Okay, so it looks like I can roll crit. I don't know what the rest of you guys are doing.
You're stealing all the luck. That's not fair, GM.
Okay, first of all, did you see my first attack?
That's true. That one was pretty nasty. Yeah, he's dead. Okay. That one is gone. He is in the hereafter. There's a big hole where his person used to be. Which is convenient because he was next. Dimitrii.
How much movement do I have on the horse?
I think it's 50 feet.
Yes, and it's 40 feet on a pony.
Ah. There's too much stuff on the screen and I can't see the whole map.
Here, I'll move this guy.
No, you're fine. It's just that I have the turn order up and then there's the
Yeah.
camera avatars are right in the inconvenient spots. Okay. Well, how high is this cliff right here?
Oh, it's pretty tall. It's
So if I were to be at the base of
like
it,
at least 10 feet.
so if I were at the base of it, Mute Marv wouldn't have a shot on me?
Would or wouldn't?
Would not.
Probably not. No, he'd have trouble getting his gun down there. He'd have to like hang over the ledge.
Okay. I'm gonna ride up right here.
Okay, are you gonna get within 5 feet of that other dude?
No, I should be able to just go
Kind of skirt around. Yeah. Okay, not a problem.
that. And then let's see. There's not really anything. I'm just a straight gunfighter, so I can't really do anything except shoot people right now. So we're just gonna go full round, or I guess can I full round attack?
No, because you moved.
Okay. Well, I shoot him once, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Going on with
okay.
the attacks, and then swift action to reload a bullet.
Yeah. Okay, you're good. Alrighty. That puts us at Spinthrift.
Fantastic. Still, I'm gonna reload. I like to imagine that my sniper rifle has like a cylinder chamber on it, because I made the thing.
Like a revolver?
I like to imagine that it's a sniper rifle, but it's really just a really fucking big revolver.
I would say that yours probably is. Like you could have modified that.
Because I mean, that's a thing from history, was revolver rifles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're exceptionally dangerous, but yeah.
Ah, fuck. I mean, the gun literally explodes.
It's true.
You are shooting burning tanglefoot bags at people, so.
Yeah, you're essentially just shooting mason jars full of like battery acid at people. Like, I don't think it gets much more dangerous.
Yeah, so I'm gonna spin it till I get to some empty. I'll flip it open, spin it till I get some empty chambers. I'm gonna load another shrapnel bomb in, and then I'm just gonna pump into a couple regular bullets. Then I'll. Oh, fuck! I can't move and reload because they're both the same action.
They're swift actions.
No, reloading with infusing a bomb is a move action.
Oh, what am I thinking? They're both swift actions. It's I don't know what's wrong with
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Do I have line of sight?
You could 5-foot step still?
You can 5 foot, and then you could lean around this corner and shoot that guy, probably.
Okay, so I'm leaning around on a pony.
You're probably not going to be able to see Mute Marv from that angle, but this guy definitely.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna try and blow him to smithereens with a shrapnel bomb because that's the one that's on the first chamber.
That doesn't have a splash at all, does it?
Nope.
Okay.
I have to get a specific discovery to have radiant damage on my bombs,
Yeah, I'm
and I
up
can
there
do a
to
shrapnel
that guy.
bomb and
I'd
have it
also
be
out
explosive.
of line of sight of the sniper.
Oh, I would be up here.
All right.
Because you were like here.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hit that too many times. So
what
20
was the first one?
first
Yeah.
time. 1 piercing.
The piercing's where they get you.
Okay.
It's the rest that comes after that, really.
Fire damage and
So 4.
11 shrapnel damage, and that's 2 bleed damage every turn. If
Okay,
you
that's the total. We've got what? 4, 15,
total is 15.
and then bleed damage on his next turn, right?
Next turn for 2.
All right. He had just about that much. So he is very hurt. Not quite obliterated. There's some disgusting machination of the gods that's keeping this man together. But he's hurt pretty bad. It's at this point you see this bush up top kind of rustle a little bit, and beyond that you don't really hear anything from up the canyon.
I somehow built a rogue.
Out of an alchemist.
I don't even know.
I just realized. I just built a rogue. That's it.
That's epic.
Okay.
She's so cool.
Cool. 3's in a bad way. And he's just kind of gonna look Dimitrii right in the eyes. He's gonna look Spinthrift right in the eyes. Like he's just gonna like kind of glance between the two of you.
And he takes 2 damage.
Yes, that's right. He's gonna glance between the two of you, and just an inordinate amount of blood is gonna hit the sand. And he's just kind of gonna like, essentially with the blood, fall to his knees, throw his guns on the ground. I'll do whatever you say.
He's gonna keep taking that damage till he gets healing.
Yeah, I know.
Heartless.
He was gonna take more of that if he didn't surrender. Alakarr.
I'm gonna move within 30 feet of Dimitrii and this guy. And do some damage. Oh!
Spinthrift does take that in the form of negative energy.
That's okay. Zach, you're healed for 6. Which was the max, which is nice.
That guy's super dead.
I'm okay with that. I can live with that.
Now you've got a body.
Now I've got a body.
Yep.
Okay. Is back on his feet. He's still kind of
It's a
teetering.
will save to half.
What was that?
It's a will save to half, right?
Yes. For Alakar's negative energy, it's a will save to half, right?
Oh, sorry. DC is 16
Yes, will say.
to half. Sorry.
Oh, why am I double rolling? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
You fail on both. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah. Are all the baddies done?
No, there's this guy up here.
Yep. Yeah, Mute Marv is still unaccounted for. Give me some perception checks, everybody.
You can actually just move them.
I'm behind a rock.
Ouch. Is it? Are you right now?
It's both. It's all.
No, I meant like down here.
22. Okay. Oh, jeez.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was just.
We are sneaky, perceptive.
Real quick, Jordan, the gear on these guys, does it seem like desert bandits, like cobble together guns, or do they seem like nice guns? And
That's kind of in between. Like, they're decent.
okay.
Yeah, they're worth maybe a couple hundred coins to the right person.
Okay.
And not for this time.
Cool. The guy that's dead next to me, I'm gonna scoop up his pistol.
Wait, did we perceive anything?
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, you didn't.
Really?
God,
Yeah.
stealth.
Marv is up at the top of the ridge and you don't hear anything from him.
Okay. I'm gonna scoop up the pistol that the guy dropped.
I am going to go over
I'm
and attempt to raise his body from the dead.
I'm gonna also try to find a way up to the top to where the shots came from, where Marv was.
Okay. Lauren's just going to kind of look at you and is like, listen, I've run into this guy before. You're more likely to break your ankle than you are to find him up there.
Still going to check.
Fair enough.
You break
Yeah,
your
that's
ankle.
a climb, if you will.
Oh, there's no path or
No.
anything to get up there?
No, not really.
It looks like there's a path.
It goes out that direction, but it doesn't go, like, it doesn't really gain enough elevation to make it even.
I was thinking more like if you want to get up here.
Wow.
Seriously?
Where are you going? Or did you want to just get a vantage point, or did you want to actually go, like, to the bush?
I wanted to go up there, but you've got to be kidding me. Why is it always bad rolls? I even have a good climb check. I have +6 to climb.
Yeah. Well, on the bright side, you don't make it very far. You fall back down.
So stupid. I'm doing it again.
Okay. That's better.
That's more like it.
Yeah. So you get up to the top, and as far as you can tell, there's no sign that anybody was up there besides an impression in the ground. And
Some blood and soot.
yeah, there's that. There's a little bit of damage. There is also a couple of spent shell casings, very big ones.
And there's no blood trail, footprints.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy, he's good at what he does.
Okay.
You don't even see, like, horse tracks.
He
Like,
moved
like, keep in mind, there's not really much in the way of vegetation to hide behind around here.
so he's probably invisible.
Like, you can roll a perception check.
I don't. I mean, I can. I guess. It looks like I rolled a 12, so I could get better.
Like a 12 total?
No, I rolled a 12 for my previous one, and with my modifiers, it was I have 10 plus 10 to perception
Gotcha.
because wisdom based for the grit.
Really, the only other conspicuous thing that you see is what looks like 3 corks.
Corks,
Yeah.
like to a vial, like potion.
Something like that, yeah.
Is there any residue on the corks?
I mean, you can like take them back to the lab and analyze them, but there's not like enough that you're gonna really be able to tell.
I mean, like like a visible, like, oh, these corks have liquid on them, like.
Yeah, like they're damp.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll just climb down.
Gizmark's gonna kind of like still clutching his chest, kind of right into the middle of the gulch. All right. I've died too many times today. Let's hear what the mayor has to say and get out of here. Or get out of here, hear what the mayor has to say and go to sleep.
Can I stand over the last dead body?
Yeah.
All right. Just to clarify, this says 4th level. I can choose my necromancy.
Yes.
And I can gain the service of an undead companion. It just says at 4th level. It doesn't say like
class level, not caster level. Class.
I'm assuming also that like raising the dead and commanding the dead are 2 very different things.
Well, it's a companion, so it has stats and everything. I'm just making sure that it's not
animal companion that's a zombie.
How long does it take?
It does not say.
Okay. Well, Gizmark's just going to give you that look, and he says, like, okay, I won't ask anything else, but we're not taking it in the mayor's house.
Okay.
With a ritual requiring 8 hours.
Oh,
Okay.
Can I take this body with me then?
Close to home.
How many bodies am I going to find lying around?
I don't know. Considering how many people we've killed in the past 2 days, probably don't have to wait too long.
I'm taking this body, okay? Or if it's easier, I would like to maybe borrow an acid bomb or something that disintegrates flesh so I can have a skeleton.
Yeah. So you can create a single skeleton, zombie, or any of their with hit dice equal to your cleric level.
Yeah.
Or you can create any of the variants, skeletons, like a bloody skeleton or a burning skeleton, but their hit dice can't exceed half your cleric level.
Which means you probably can't make them right now.
They'd have to have 2 hit dice.
Oh, they can't have 2, even for like the burning and the bloodied?
Well, she's level 4, so they would have to be maximum 2 hit points.
Okay.
Hit dice.
I didn't know you could make them for that low. So yeah, okay.
I mean, it's just a template that you add to
That's right. Okay. Cool. All right.
I gather up the bullets and pistols and whatever else useful things might be left on these guys.
Yeah, the generic burning skeleton is a 1 hit dice creature.
Okay.
Same with the generic bloody skeleton. But I mean, you'd use the templates to make them more powerful.
Yeah, you buff them up. That's right. They're not just like. That's where it loses me. Like I just haven't spent enough time really learning that stuff.
Yeah, I just love the template stuff, which is the only reason I understand it is because I've spent the time looking at it.
Yeah,
Most
really cool.
my favorite DM reward.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I never would have
after
guessed.
Marcus ended up having like 8.
Is that why Jake was an undead mummy mushroom?
Yes. Templates are my go-to for fucking with characters and rewarding them for weird shit.
Wait, are you talking about the swords? As in what Marcus had, the stone swords? Or
No, like
character templates.
I mean, technically, the stone swords would count.
right,
as
right. You mean the
Timebreaker,
the Timebreaker, and yeah.
Oh, that's true.
That Timebreaker template was so funny.
It was the only like really good roll on that list of options for what your mutation could.
I'm so glad that that's what happened. It was so great. Really, just for the fact that I had constant haste and fast healing.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Those two things alone were insane. So, Jordan.
Yes.
What can I scrounge up from these dudes?
They have like ammunition. They have a couple potions of cure moderate wounds. They've got 2 between the 3 of. Well, there might have been more, but there might be a potion of. There might just be a couple lumps of that other one that are stuck together a little better than the rest.
Potion of moderate ones?
Yeah.
Okay. A couple? 2 or more?
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
They didn't really have any gold on them. It was just mostly the guns and the ammo and the...
Okay. How much ammo and what were the guns? Just so I can have it in my inventory so I know what I've got.
Yeah. Let me... Okay. It was 2 no. Excuse me. 2 F&A model 1300s.
Model what? 1800s?
1300.
1300.
Yep. And that pretty much does it.
No coins.
Wait, we killed
No coins.
We killed 3 of them and only got 2 pistols?
I mean, you can try to take the other one, but it's basically scrap metal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It got mangled pretty good. I don't know if you were there for that shot.
I was there for the end of it.
Yeah.
And how much ammo?
50 rounds. Pistol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, so everybody goes gallivanting off back to Leatherby, and I think that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Sweet.
Man, that's
all right.
beating.
All right.
I need to take a look at the gunslinger class. As far as I didn't think I had grit stuff that I can do yet. At least it didn't seem like it, but
I feel like you should be at this point because that's like the staple for your
I
class.
feel like it, but I don't remember seeing anything. Yeah,
check it out for sure. Also, I think we can do things if somebody feels like their class isn't sufficiently modernized. There are definitely things we can do to make that happen. I'm starting to realize that like the reason that nobody uses guns in normal Pathfinders because there aren't a lot of options past like, oh, I shoot him.
Yeah. Unless you're an alchemist shoving bombs into it.
Yeah, unless you're like an alchemist or a gunslinger or something like that.
mean, it looks like you get deeds starting at level 1.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, must have.
Yeah, I would take another pass over that because you get some pretty cool stuff as a gunslinger.
Yeah, and that's what I was like looking for. I must have missed it.
Yeah, I'd also look into the daring axe and dares
Yeah.
alternate. That shit's fun.
Yeah, look at that because you should be able to do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, actually, it looks like 4th level I should have 2 deeds. Or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay, I gotta get out of here because it's really late.
All right, sounds good. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Alright,
Well,
good night.
Bye.
Night.